Okay, well, isn't this crazy? I just got my new sewing machine and I don't know how to thread it. And don't we all hate to be there when we have a good pair of jeans and don't know really how to get it finished or get the project started? My name is Takia and I'm here to show you guys and gals how to thread your machines with the first steps, sewing basics. As I show you how to thread your bobbin in your machine, I want you to keep in mind how many projects you can complete and feel and feel comfy with your machines. Sewing, as any hobby, is a great skill to have. Threading your machine is the first step, and it's quite easy. So there are only three steps, important steps, to thread your machine. First is getting your machine and thread ready. Ta-da. Second is to thread your bobbin and needle, which we're going to do. And then the last, of course, is to test it with a sample fabric that I recommend having two pieces of fabric. This is a sample fabric that I've been using for a while, so I already have thread on it, but that's fine. So to begin, you want to grab your equipment, of course, your sewing machine, your thread of choice, your bobble, I keep saying bobble, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't know what that looks like. That is what these look like. I'm going to show here. This is what a bobble looks like. This is what a bobble looks like. They're small, clear, mini I guess you can call them mini sewing thread machine thingies. For a singer like mine's a heavy duty, you want to use a 15 class bobble, which is just the size of them. And to get started with your sewing machine, any sewing machine will do. Now that you have your materials, let's move on to how to thread your bobbin. So, put this down. So when you thread your bobbin, the first step is, of course, to grab a bobbin. When you first get your machine, you're going to find your bobbin at the bottom of your machine. As you see, I just got it from the bottom of the machine. And you're going to actually get it prepared up here at the top. I showed you, I got two different types of thread. This is a crisscross thread. Don't know if you guys can see that, but this is a crisscross thread. Hopefully you can see where the thread actually crisscross. This is where you would use that up here, and this is a little thread stopper. Obviously this thread is too big, but this is how it would look up here. But since I'm using a straight, kind of a stacked thread, this is like stacked thread, stacked on top of each other. I'm going to use this part of the machine at the top, so you guys can see. There we go. So at the top, I'm going to be using this part because it just pulls better from the top. And here is where, at the top of your machine, it has certain numbers and steps on it to get you started. You just want to pull the thread through the top of the machine from step 1, and you're going to clockwise pull your thread through what they call the tension discs. Pull it through, wind it through, and then actually grab your bobble. As you can see here, you're going to grab your bobble and pull the thread through the top of your bobble. It's a little hole at the top, as you can see. See it? Thread is pulling out this time at this top. Put it inside. You want to hear a click. It's a very light click, but you want to hear a click, and grab the rest of your thread and hold it with your finger. Just a couple. You want to wind it a few times, and then I'm going to put my foot on the spinner. My mind is going blank. on the pedal, as you can see. But I'm going to actually move the bobble over to the left side of the machine to indicate to my machine I'm going to now use this part to wind up my bobble. So I put my foot down now. And then from there, normally I just let it go until it pops, or you can just cut it at the top. But then until you keep going until you feel comfortable. Or until, as you can see, there's no more thread. So from there, remove the bobble by moving it, toward the right side, taking it right off. And here you can see my bobble is wound up, perfectly wound up here. Now you're going to get ready to put it back in the machine. At the bottom of the machine though, you want it to look like a P, what we call a perfect P or perfect sewing. You want to put it back into the machine from the P standpoint. This part is very hard to show you guys, but there's a lever in the inside that you want to put the fabric through. You want to put the fabric through, and I'm not going to put a top on actually. You want to put the fabric through, the thread through the inside of this part. And I'll show you guys because it'll be closer for you guys to see. But as you can see, I put the thread in with the perfect P. So now I threaded it inside the inside of right there. And here is now where things get kind of technical. So as you can see, I ran out of fabric. I keep calling it fabric, I'm sorry. Ran out of thread. So I'm going to use the backup bobble that I have already. I've already wound this one up. I'm going to put it back on the top. And I'm going to show you guys now our second step, which is to thread the needle. Right? First step was so fun. So now we're going to just thread the needle by going back where it started. Then going to step 2. I'm going to try and do it right in front of you guys. Step 3. Then go over to step 4. Then step 5, you want to push your lever towards you. So push it towards you like this. It should push out like that. And you want to grab your thread, and pull it through for 5. Bring it back down for 6. And then we get ready to put it into the needle, which is our final step. Which again, we bring you guys closer so you guys can see. Our final step here, as the thread is literally inside, you want to, my fingers, I'm sorry y'all. I'm trying to do it backwards. So inside you can see as I threaded it up here in the top metal piece right here. I'm going to also thread it over here to the side. There's another piece over here to the side to thread it on. And I'm trying to do it as backwards as possible. So I'm doing the opposite. There we go. And then from there, let me grab some scissors. You're going to thread your needle. And that's it. I'm going to thread the needle from right here. I'm going to show, so push you guys back so everyone can see. You want to thread your needle right here. And to the side. Very tedious. There's a needle threader on this machine, but I don't like it, honestly. And I just put it through and took it back out. There we go. Sorry about that. So I'm pulling the thread, trying to pull the thread out. There we go. So as you can see, thread the needle, and then I also will threaded the bottom, which is the bobble at the bottom. So from here, to help you get your first stitch, you want to just pull your lever down towards you. I'm gonna try and do it this way. So pull the lever down towards you. As the lever, as you can see, my top lever at the top went down. My needle went all the way down as well. Now you want to grab the thread that you threaded your needle with. Hold that thread taut. As you pull the needle back up, you're going to pull that thread out. And now, pull it out. And as you pull it out, make sure again that lever goes all the way to the top. Keep turning your spindle until this metal piece comes all the way to the top. Pull out your thread here. Pull it all the way out. Come on. Hold on, y'all. My needle thread is too long. Here we go. Okay, so from here, you want to pull it all the way out. I'm going to do it one more time because I had to pull out the bobble thread. There we go. And then go up. Yes. Okay, so what you are looking for is a knot in you're trying to get a knot so that way you can get your thread started. So once you have that knot started, you want to pull this piece back, keep this piece in the front, but pull the next piece back, and then there you go. Your machine is fully threaded and ready for you to start sewing. And as you can see, I pulled both of my strings back, and then my machine is ready for me to start sewing. So with this plastic plate that you see here, you want to just put it back down, as you can see, and then you can test a sewing stitch with your length being 2.5, your width being 0 because it's just a straight stitch. Needle position doesn't matter, and your tension is at least a 4 because you want your tension to be strong enough to hold that stitch. And then from there, you just test your stitch of how good you did. Cross your fingers, all right? And then you just put your fabric through. Again, making sure that it's at least 2 pieces of fabric on there. You want to drop your foot. And then from there, it should just flow. And you pull it out. Pull it out. Okay, just cut whatever. But I'm going to show you guys my straight stitch that I just completed. Hopefully, you guys can see it. It's really, really faint. It's right here. It's blue. That's the zigzag next to it that I've tried already. But this blue straight line that you can see probably better now, I just did on this fabric. And it confirmed to me that I did a good job on getting my bobble and my, can't think right now, and my thread together. And then any excess thread you want to just cut like so. And then you can do all of this the same thing. If you want to change this and do a zigzag stitch, you would just change your stitch type and then try a zigzag on that fabric. Other than that, you are all complete. To conclude, as I demonstrated to you all how easy it is to get started on sewing projects, as the first steps, as I showed you, to threading your machine and your bobble are as easy as I've showed you at the beginning. Thank you.